And did you know that men look at women an average of 100 times per day? Yes, you heard that right. 110 times. That's over 40,000 times a year. But what happens when those looks turn into lustful thoughts and actions? It can make a woman feel uncomfortable, objectified, and disrespected. On the other hand, it's not right as a man to lust at a woman. So, in today's video, we're going to share with you 6 masculine ways to stop looking at women with lust. But why is it so important to stop looking at women with lust? How can it benefit both you and the women around you? And what are some practical steps you can take to make this change in your life? Buckle up as we show you how to become a better man and treat women with the respect they deserve. Without further ado, let's get started. 6. Practice mindfulness. One of the most important lessons for a man to learn is this: you are not your ideas, not even when you are not dating. You have yet to learn how many men there are that reject this and act in accordance with their emotions. Look at the lives of men who, when enraged, walk around pounding walls. They complain about how difficult their lives are when they're depressed. When they are overcome with desire, they can't help but pay attention to the women nearby. They were lost in thinking. Any man's progress requires understanding the stoic path and mastering the capacity to let thoughts pass through. Overseeing yourself will significantly enhance all facets of your life, including your mental health. You won't have to flinch when you gaze at women since you're passionate about thoughts will pass unnoticed. Ground yourself like a stoic man whenever a notion enters your head. 5. Respecting women. Respecting women is crucial to developing positive, respectful relationships with women. You can avoid gazing at women with lust by respecting them as unique beings through several ways. First, you can start to see women as more than just objects of desire by appreciating them as unique people. This entails realizing their complexities, interests, personalities, and particular desires. You can't stop objectifying women and start appreciating them for who they are by viewing them as unique people rather than as things. Second, acknowledging content's value is necessary to appreciate women as unique individuals. This entails accepting that women have the freedom to decide how they want to feel about their bodies, interact with others, and engage in sexual activity. By respecting their limits and their decisions, you may avoid harmful conduct and develop healthy relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Thirdly, honoring women as people by respecting their ideas and opinions. This entails hearing what people have to say, respecting their viewpoints, and considering their needs and aspirations. You can learn from them and gain a greater knowledge of their experiences by giving priority to their viewpoints. Respecting women as people also involves appreciating what they have done for society. This entails recognizing the important contributions made by women to disciplines like science, art, politics, and education. You can get away from the damaging assumptions and gender conventions that frequently result in objectification and disdain by acknowledging and appreciating their accomplishments. You can start to change your negative actions and attitudes about women by appreciating their complexity, understanding the significance of consent, respecting their thoughts and viewpoints, and appreciating their contributions to society. 4. Educate yourself. Education can be used to combat toxic masculinity and foster positive views toward women. The first way to realize the negative impacts of objectifying women is to educate oneself. You can start to recognize the drawbacks of perceiving women as mere objects of desire by studying about the psychological and societal effects of objectification. Second, education can assist you in identifying the ways that toxic masculinity can be harmful to both men and women. You can start to challenge these conventions and create more empowering relationships with women by learning about the negative impacts of conventional gender roles and the expectations society places on males. Learning about appropriate communication, consent, and considerate behavior toward others can all fall under this category. You can counter the damaging beliefs that frequently support toxic masculinity by seeking out media and literature that supports positive views toward women. To do this, Read books or watch movies with male protagonists that value emotional intelligence for women. Education can also aid in your quest for a more complex understanding of sexuality and desire. You can start to get away from the stereotypical perception of women as objects of sexual desire by learning about the complexity of human sexuality. This can involve gaining knowledge about the variety of sexual wants in humans, exploring your desires in a healthy and respectful way, and realizing the significance of consent and communication in intimate relationships. So, challenging toxic masculinity and cultivating more positive attitudes toward women may both be accomplished through education. You can start to get away from a sexist and harmful view of women as objects of desire by learning about the detrimental impacts of objectification, the damaging effects of traditional gender roles, good portrayals of masculinity, and the complexities of human sexuality. 3. Use lust to your advantage. How can you be ungrateful for a passion that has helped men become their finest selves over the ages? Sadly, some men view this desire as a curse rather than a blessing, and this is unfortunate. They struggle against their urges until they fully lose control and behave in a creepy way. What these brothers miss is that attraction to women should not be vehemently avoided. Why? Simply because you can't stop what you reject. You can never get away from what you are trying to hide. Instead, take this lovely fact, young brother, and treasure it to heart. Your lusty desires are actually the exact opposite of what you should be terrified of. The same thing you're trying to avoid is what drove men to do amazing things in the past. Remember, two fundamental factors drive men. A man with poor self-esteem will succumb to lust, whereas a man of high worth will make the most of his lust. Several men have used this strategy to begin their self-improvement journeys. It is the ability that males naturally possess to manipulate their emotions and thoughts to their advantage. Keep it in mind, brother. 2. Avoid pornography. If you have common sense, you are well aware of the numerous harms porn has on your brain. But some doctors and even so-called therapists urge you to watch it. My brethren, this is merely a trap, nothing more. They encourage you to look for any justification to hurt yourself. Because of porn, a youngster can now watch more nude women in a day than the most wealthy ancient king ever did in his entire life. They want to deceive you into betraying your own self. Some guys claim they are okay since they simply observe the situation and do not pour their energy into it. But what good is that when your intellect is feeble and dependent? Some males are now so turned on by porn that they can't get hard when they're with a lady. Does any of that strike you as being healthy? Please note that when I refer to porn, I do not just merely mean the well-known websites. Go through your social media accounts and Instagram profile and unfollow anything, and I mean anything that can set you to that side. It's easy to get sucked into the world of online dating, especially if you're single and looking for a serious relationship. A natural, healthy perspective of women will reappear in your life once you get rid of these fake images from your eyes and mind. 1. Work hard. Every man's intellect is primarily motivated by two things. Your drive to succeed comes first. The second is general desire for ladies. Fortunately for you, only one of these forces can exist in your mind at once. Think about a Viking headed to battle. What do you suppose is going through his head at that moment? The desire to rob and steal, or the desire to go have sex with a woman? He's plainly thinking about winning the battle and stealing the spoils for himself. Make it only your objective to work hard and have your attention focused on a distinct male goal at all times, especially while you're single. Look at today's society. Today's love-driven guys lack self-control, a solid work ethic, and most crucially, a goal to work for. They devote as much time as they physically can to using dating apps in the nights in an effort to attract even the tiniest shred of feminine attention with no concern for themselves or their loved ones. But a focused and disciplined man will probably not even notice women when his mind is racing with fresh business concepts, strategies to improve his routines, and an overall thirst for more. The fact that these brothers won't lose shape at the simple sight of a beautiful woman makes them more successful by default. This is not to say that you should never have a girlfriend, but remember that life has its ups and downs. You lead yourself first, then a team, then a woman, and finally, the kids and the family. So, there you have it. 6 masculine ways to stop looking at women with lust. By respecting women, educating yourself, avoiding porn, working hard, and practicing mindfulness, you can make a positive change in your life and the lives of those around you. But the question remains, what will you do with this information? Will you continue to look at women with lust? Or will you act and make a change? The choice is yours. Remember, becoming a better man is a journey that takes time and effort. But by taking small steps every day, you can significantly impact your life and the world around you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.